Okay, so I'll quickly run you through. There's actually quite a lot that I want to cover, but I think with the interest of time, maybe first the new identity of Renew Hope. And it will be launched on the Protea Valley website. It should probably be live early June. So in a week or so's time, you'll actually be able to go onto the Protea Valley website and you'll see Renew Hope. So the idea of Renew Hope, just go to the next slide here. There we go. Okay, so the idea of Renew Hope is it supports those in need within our congregation and the broader community. It serves in two ways. Firstly, it's around critical relief, alleviating the immediate need of people. And secondly, it's oriented on long-term coaching and counseling and walking a journey alongside people through spiritual, emotional, relational, and financial issues. So it's really trying to establish an umbrella place where we're looking at critical relief and long-term partnering with people in need. So if you are looking for support, this is the place you can also go and contact people, but also if you want to lend a hand, this is also it. So it's trying to combine both somebody that might be going through something requiring prayer or support specifically through this COVID period, but also somebody that feels that God's working in your heart to get involved, helping those in need. So this is a visual representation of the two aspects. So firstly, let's focus on the internal support that will be led by the Protea Valley Church Care Team. Firstly, around counseling, so it's lay counseling, discipleship course for couples and individuals. Secondly, a serving team supporting our Protea Valley community practically in the moments of need, meals, home and hospital visits, counseling specifically around the COVID. Now it's more kind of support, and where we've got somebody with a certain skill in our network, you can maybe soundboard something from that person. And then lastly, and most importantly, is prayer support. And then what I'm more going to focus, and just on that, if anybody is looking for support or seeking help, or wanting to chat to somebody, there is an email on our website for the care team, and once this new page is launched, there will be more options and more information available. And then to the left,
Francois, can I just jump in there for a second? It might just be worth saying that's not only for members, but it's just we're trying to separate our ministry to those in the valley compared to our ministry to those outside of the valley, which I think is just a helpful distinction, that people don't think this is only for members. So if you've got a neighbor who's struggling or needs help, this is the mechanism. Please do plug them into that. The doors of Protea Valley will always be wide open to those in our neighborhood, irrespective of race, culture, color, creed, or anything else. So please, I think it's a helpful point to make. Thanks, Francois. Keep going.
So external relief, this is important that will be channeled or is being channeled through Renew Trust. For those that provide funding, it's important to note that there's an 18A tax certificate. I know some people in our network, they will do anything as long as they save tax. So this is your opportunity. And that's split into three kind of, let's call it buckets. The first one is around education. It's already established and it's working very well. Basic skills development, bursaries for education, educare, and New Day Aftercare. Then secondly is the foster home. Some of you might know that we're currently working quite hard in establishing the planning of the establishment of a foster home, but that that's still ongoing. And the third one is really the focus for my discussion this evening, is around food and support to the vulnerable. So the COVID-19 has really triggered an urgency around people, food, just basics that people don't used to have, and now that they aren't allowed to work, specifically around level 5 and 4, and some businesses that now might go under, and that kind of leaves quite a number of people on the street or maybe in a small house but no food. So I'll quickly take you through that. So what we've done, Renew Trust, the strategy of Renew Trust is ideally supporting existing structures and basically be the jet fuel for them. We don't want to reinvent the wheel, because if we change strategy, it's not our core thing. And if we change strategy, then we might be dropping somebody. So with that in mind, we have a whole list of criteria that the trustees helped us set up within the Renew Trust to identify non-profits that we can help that are already serving those in need, vulnerable and in need currently. So it's Christ-centered, a registered NPO with 18A, work within our immediate area. They're covering their own operational costs, etc. So there's about 10 or 15 criteria that we were looking at to formalize. And out of that, we identified MES, Father's Heart, it's in the Fisantekraal area, working with Mercy Aid and Resilient Kids, and Hillsong Africa Foundation, working with Shannon 54 and GiveWise. So these three establishments, they're serving, regardless of what we do, they on the ground, supporting food kitchens and making the food parcels. So I'll translate this now on what we've been doing. So this has really been an incredibly humbling journey for me personally, and everybody that's been part of this, to just see how God uses us, all imperfect human beings, for his perfect plan and glory. Some of the photos, but it's very difficult to get a sense of how incredibly amazing it is to be able to serve those in need with soup and bread. So we were able to feed with the PVC raw material. We raised the funds, and some of us helped with the food, the soup kitchen dish out as well. We were able to provide 24,000 meals during April, the lockdown. It was, and also handed out 500 blankets to those, especially with the weather changing towards end April. So that's an incredible impact that we were able to do as a congregation and network. From a financial point of view, we could buy enough raw material for 800 people's soup per day for 2,000 Rand a day. So that's the kind of, if you ever think you can't do anything, it's actually not true. The financial hurdle to assist, or even if you just help with your hands or skills, it's there. You just need to get involved. So what we've moved from level 5 lockdown into a level 4, which has kind of changed more to parcels. There are many, the need is incredibly large. I don't think we will ever be able to supply enough food parcels, just from the feedback we've received from the NPOs we're supporting. So maybe just quickly, our driver is to support 300 families for 3 months with a food parcel. A food parcel costs 475 Rand and feeds a family of 5 for a whole month. So I was part of the packing about a week or two ago, and I must say it's been very pleasant to involve my children as well in something like this. It's very easy, and I think it left a memory for them as well, and we look forward to do another one. We did 10 parcels, and it took us about an hour and a half to pack. So there's 2 ways to get involved with the food parcel drive. It's you either make a donation financially, and or if you don't have the finances or you wouldn't want to donate, you can still help packing. So you can register to pack, and then there's a process that that will be explained when you click on that. So this form will be resent to the life groups again, but also will be available on the Protea Valley website as soon as the new website is launched. Right, so here's some photos of our congregation network and just the happy faces of who's been packing. It also gives you an idea of it's just us, normal us, just doing what we do, and people experiencing us as God's hand and feet, which is incredible to think about it. Like we as the body of Christ are actually doing it. Then I want to leave you with a biblical reference, 2 Corinthians 9 verses 8 to 11. If you want, read it. You spend some time with it during the week. But it basically, if I have to kind of summarize it, God blesses us so that we can bless others, so that they can thank God for the gifts which they receive from us. I'm going to try and play a video clip now that just moved me so much. So hopefully it works with this. So this is a lady that sent, Francois Hugo received multiple voice clips from people receiving the parcel. So it also makes it incredibly real. This is not going into a black hole. It's actually real people and we helping them. So hopefully you can hear this.
Hello, I am one of the beneficiaries of the food parcels. Thank you so much for the food we received. Makaita Basa. We really appreciate, especially in these times of little or no production, it has really taken us far. May God Almighty richly bless you. Mwari ngavakuitire zvakanaka, ngavawedzere pakabviswa. We are praying for you so that God keeps you in perfect peace and abundance. Tinokutendai, tinokudai. Thank you so very much.
So that lady basically, in her own language, played back 2 Corinthians 9 verses 8 to 11 to us. So I just think it's profound. Thank you, Brent. I'm leaving you with that.
Thanks, Francois. So, team, it's just a great opportunity for us as a church to get involved in different ways. Please do become Jesus' hands and feet more and more. I think the reality is this is short term that we're looking at this is for the next foreseeable 3 months that the trust has put together this process. We've also, as a congregation, the elders looked at the kind of reality of where we're at in the world at the moment, and we have excess funds, which we're just deeply grateful to God for. So the elders have earmarked R500,000 that will be going towards ReNew Trust to begin and to continue this process of short-term relief for at least the foreseeable 3 months ahead of us. Beyond that, we really want to look at much more sustainable, long-term, relational kind of ministries. At the moment, it's crisis. Families need food. They're starving. And we're able to make a phenomenal difference. And so thanks, Francois, to you and to your team. It's been just really phenomenal to listen to what God's been able to do and how I think when we serve, God shifts something in us. There's something profoundly God-like when we're able to serve people. And I think we feel something of God's pleasure when we're able to do that. So if you want to help out or you want to contribute, just go to the website and all of the information will be there.